Hello, it's Diane, and I'm embellishing the pages of the chocolate-themed journals. I started doing a video, but my kids were texting me, keeping me abreast of what's going on with the family. So I turned it off so I could just communicate with them for a while. So I did get some things done. I will show you some of what I did. Whoops, trying to make room here. And then maybe do a little bit more before I stop for the day. So here's my first signature, and Patricia, this is your journal. I put this piece of the fabric ribbon, sorry, that Christy sent me from Ooh La La Crafts. I'm assuming that this cupcake fabric strip is available in her shop. So I just cut two of the cupcakes and stitched that on there with a little bit of vintage lace at the top. And this is from Mrs. Cog's chocolate printables. And here I put a guest check, and I put this on as a pocket. And I mentioned in a previous video that I put this on upside down, but Patricia said she likes it that way. It'll remind her of me. So good, Patricia, because I was going to leave it that way anyway. So this is from Mrs. Cog's, and this is one of the Hershey's trading cards that I received in a Happy Mail. I'm sharing some. And there's a Mrs. Cog's image here. There's a Nectarius. No. What is it? It's the one I always have trouble remembering this one. NostalgieGrafikland. That's what this is. Mrs. Cog's, and there's some gathered up fabric there. Here's that stencil page from the stenciling book, and I have this door hanger notepad. So it's got a hole there to hang on the doorknob. So I just sewed that on. You can write on it and lift it up. See the lady underneath. There's another NostalgieGrafikland circle and some fabric. This is one of the sheets that my husband used to leave on the doors when the person wasn't home for the Schwans. This is for Schwan's frozen food. And so it's food related, and I left it on there, and you can write on it. Mrs. Cog's, and it's just sewn on the, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry. It can be a little tuck spot there. This is a copy I made from a page from my little vintage baker's chocolate book. This was in the center of the book. I love this page. A piece of tapestry fabric sample with some braid on it as a pocket. There's some of the stamping I did earlier today. Here I have some shirred fabric again with a Hershey's card. I just put some lace on this little seam. And I just put on a piece of leftover scrapbook paper and a couple of pages from a little desk calendar. There's another one of the cupcakes from Ooh La La Crafts. Some more desk calendar pages. And here we have just a little scrap of coffee-dyed muslin and cheesecloth and a little bit of pink lace. There's some fabrics here. And here is, get that tucked in there, just some yellow ribbon. I think maybe Sarah sent that to me. And some picot-edged cream ribbon and a cross-stitched linen tablecloth piece. These are both Mrs. Cog's. This wrapping paper was folded right here, so I stitched a piece, a strip of leftover cardstock, patterned cardstock there. Here's the flocked paper and a piece of the fabric ribbon and the stamp that says "So much chocolate, so little time." And on this ledger paper, here's the flap of the envelope. This can be a tuck spot. And there's some fabric and Mrs. Cog's image there. And you can put something in there. Maybe I'll put something in there. Just just a little piece of this. I think it was a table scarf or something. Yeah, just a table scarf. So I put a little piece of that in here. This is from Ooh La La Crafts too, and it's I think it's coffee dyed fabric, and it's stamped with the word vintage and some script. There's just a little foil pocket that says Hershey's trading cards on it. And I think this might be the old design shop. And there's a scrap of that tapestry fabric sample. I just stitched a little piece there. So I think that signature is pretty much done, unless I think of something else. I brought over the book that this journal is being made out of, the pages that came from the cover, The Cooking of Vienna's Empire. And I wanted to find some images that I can cut out and use as embellishments. I thought some of those pages or images would work. And I think I'll use this one too. At least I'll cut it out and have it ready if I want to use it. I do have a lot of chocolate images from Mrs. Coggs and NostalgieGrafikland, the old design shop. I think they're from the old design shop. Which, by the way, I am on the design team now. She just asked me today, and I was very excited. I already had these images bought. So maybe this evening I'll go to the shop and look around and see what I want my first project to be. Well, this looks yummy. I'm not sure how to pronounce it because it's Austrian. But to me it looks like Indianer, but I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. But anyway, it's got a filling and then it's got this chocolate glaze over it. So let's use that. I can use it as a long piece, or I can accordion fold it. Depends on where it's going to go. So this is a Viennese cookery. It's not all desserts and sweets. Why does it say, oh, Vienna's Empire. Okay, I was going to say, why does it say Yugoslavia? It must be Vienna's Empire included more than Vienna, Austria. There's the influence of Czechoslovakia. Maybe I got all I want out of here. I did tear pages out to use as pages in the book. Some really nice chocolatey looking pages. This would be nice in a different book. Okay, we're going to say that's good. Oh, look at that. But that would have to be a page. And I already have my pages. Maybe that can go in a different book too. Look at this gorgeous coffee machine. It's an elaborate porcelain espresso machine. It stands in a state-owned sweet shop, once occupied by Gerbauds, one of the finest pastry shops in Europe. Very pretty. Okay, that was a little interlude. Alright, so I'm working on this signature, and I already added a piece of a different fabric ribbon that came from Christie. And it's got a recipe right here. And I put a little eyelet up there. Another guest check. There's a little pocket here. And some lace and a Mrs. Coggs image. Put a little lace here and a pocket. Well, this was stitched on as to extend the page, but it formed a pocket, and so I took one of the old design shop images and stitched a leftover piece of scrapbook paper. I used pinking shears to cut it, and I just stitched that on to be a little tab. And then this is as far as I got, I think, because this page was black and I gessoed it. So you can write on it, paint on it, just put a picture on it, whatever you want to do. But now what do I want to do to it? I don't know what I want to do to it. If anything. I could just put this right here as a little tuck spot. I've got this little tin here of tiny little scraps. I'm going to add that on there. Just using a straight stitch. What do I want to put in there? Put another trading card in there. And that. I really need to clean up over here. I'm running out of room. Okay, we're caught on something. All right. I don't know if I'll keep that in there if it gets caught on this flap. Maybe I can trim it a little smaller so it won't get caught. We'll see. See what happens. So, I think this was here. So then we have the wallpaper, and I had taken this, I'd actually put this piece here, this is from TLC Creates Vintage, I had put this in as the next page, and when I was assembling the pages I decided to take a piece of wallpaper and stitch this to the wallpaper as a pocket. And I put my Hershey Kiss on there. I had it on this one, but this tag fades against that wallpaper, so I did it on that. And I don't know what I'll put in that pocket yet. Let's see. I have this. quick and easy meals tablet. Okay, I'll sew that to some coffee dyed paper scrap. Short. I'm going to put a fabric tab on the top of it. A very uneven one. You can't see what I'm doing. I have this triangle shaped feed sack fabric piece, and somehow I'm going to sew it on there. Pushing it out of the way. Okay, I'll do this side and then I'll do the other side. There. And this side can be just used for writing with markers, or like Sharpies, or coloring, or painting, or gluing things down. I'm going to make this a giant tab at the top of that wrapping paper. Just trying to use my chocolate ephemera and what I have here as far as fabric and trims. Just what I have on my table. Oops. I think I'll do a fancier stitch here. Okay, let's see what this does. I think the stitch was too wide because it didn't really look like anything. I'm gonna shorten the stitch and see what happens. Nope, that didn't improve it much. Okay, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And I'm going to sew it to my gift wrap. Now, depending on where I put it within the signature, that tab will show or not show. I think I like it showing. I think I need some rickrack in this journal. Okay, I'm going to use some of the yellow. And a Hershey Kiss. I guess I'm going to put pink rickrack on this side. Big, wide pink rickrack. And a little square of fabric folded like a triangle. Copy dyed paper is noisy. Yeah, I think that's going to be too big there. Put in one of these tags that we made. I'm sorry I keep bumping the camera. Just going to sew that right there. This page has some candy on that side. I've had this for a long time. This is out of this Viennese cookbook. There were 2 pages and I sewed them together. I folded this one and sewed this one to it. I think I'll just sew this stamp card on that seam there. Maybe I want a little fabric behind it too. I don't want it to go over the fold. Oops. Alrighty, I have my metal Fitbit band on and it hits my tripod and makes a clinking sound. I'm sorry for that. Maybe I can put a paper tab on this one. I had that little bit of some of this paper that would have been a good tab, but I wonder what happened to it. Buried under the mess. I've also got these. They are miniature Rolodex cards, I guess. Maybe that would make a cool tab. That's the right side up because it says name and address, but I want that tab part at the top. So the fabric can stick out and still have this protected inside. I might cut this ledger just a little bit shorter because it's pretty close to the fold there. This is a piece of a vintage sheet. It's got the hem right there. I'm just going to sew those down there like that. I'm going to make another pass just so these don't get all curled on that flap there. Here's some of that ribbon that somebody sent me. I know who sent it to me. If you guys knew what's going on in my life right now, you'd understand why I can't remember anything. So I could use some of those in here. Just going to make a tab here. I'll put this on this side. And then I'll put this little tab on it. This signature feels fatter than this one. I didn't put an envelope in this one. I better do that. I'm getting one. Where do I want an envelope? Maybe here. There is nothing better than a cup of, I can't read that name, Skylar's cocoa or chocolate, unless it be a second cup. I'm thinking I might have a cup of cocoa tonight and some of my Milano cookies that my daughter got me for Christmas. Might have that tonight. Gonna add a little bit of fiber here. And it's upside down, so I'm going to put it on this side. Oops, sorry. This is colorful and sparkly. Somebody sent it to me and it kind of goes with those colors there. So let's try that and see if we like it. That was a bit too long. And crooked. How long have I been doing this? Oh, we're at 41 minutes. I don't usually do videos this long. I'm using my Fabri-Tac to glue this on. Obviously I can't sew it to the envelope or I'll sew the envelope closed. One thing I haven't been doing is creating large pockets, because I need large pockets to put some of those large pieces that I have in. I better make some big pockets. Now I'm just going to take this and sew the flap to this page. Okay. I'm wondering if I could sew this, trim this a little bit and sew this as a pocket, if it'd be too hard to get pieces in and out of there. I have these, which I believe are from the old design shop too. Oh, and I have these pages that I showed you. I think I showed these to you, didn't I? Might have been the video that I didn't finish. These are copies of pages from my old baker's recipe book from the 1930s. I don't want to cut that book up, so I just printed some copies. I think if I made that a little shorter, it would be okay to get that in and out, don't you think? And then I gotta call it quits. I probably have a bathroom to clean or something. There. Now we'll set this in here. Yeah, that comes out very nicely. I've got one more signature to decorate, and then I can make the cover, sew it together, and then work on the other book. I'll probably finish all the signatures before I sew both books together. Okay, I've had it for today, I think. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.